Hello, 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 hello. Oh, it is so good to be back. Welcome to Ntabi Singh conversations, so basically conversations with Ntabi Singh, and I'm going to be joined by two guests. I am so happy that this year we have, yeah. Okay, I'm so happy. I'm supposed to connect actually the two guests. So hold on a second. I'll be joining them very soon. But I'm so happy that this year I took a break. Don't you think? Last year was so hectic, and 2020 actually was a shocker to our system. So I felt it really that it's important to me that I should take a break and reflect and dust myself off of the 2020 year, of the coronavirus shock, and also a whole lot of things were a lot of things actually changed, a lot of things transformed, a lot of things kind of evolved, right? And for me, I needed that time to actually say, reboot, girl, look at your dreams all over again. Is it hard to hi, I can see my guests are already here. Carrie's here, Geraldita is here. I will be connecting you guys very soon. And then yeah, so last year was a shocker to our system, but this year is more like, let's start planning all over again. Let's try to do better, or let's not be afraid to dream again, right? Because I think with COVID and 2020, we kind of were afraid to dream. We kind of were afraid to plan far ahead because we're thinking, will things really get better, But I do have faith and believe that things will get better. I know the vaccine situation might also help us, but after 2020, we have grown as people, we have changed, we view life differently. So it's not only the vaccine that's going to change everything to make our lives better, but we are going to make our lives better because we have changed, we have evolved, we have become better, we have appreciated things that we never used to appreciate before. And so this year I'm wishing you all the best and welcome to Conversations with Ntabi Singh. And today we have two guests. I have Carrie and I have Giredite, and I'm gonna join them just now. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been longing to have them both in my platform so that we can talk about all pregnancy and motherhood and being a woman. Sometimes you have to balance all of these things, being an entrepreneur, businesswoman, and working mom, and still take care of your family and still be pregnant and still go back to work and still breastfeed and still be and yeah, so we're gonna chat about that. And we were celebrating as well this month, Pregnancy Awareness Week, from the 10th until the 16th of February, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that and what it means as well to us. Okay, let me do this. Go live with Carrie. Get ready there. Can you try to? There you go. Send invitation. I know she requested it, and I
Hi,
am. Hi, Carrie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm super. Thank you. I know. Get did send me a request. Can you try to send me a request again? Sorry, I delayed. Let me
Not a
try
problem.
to, because she is online. It's just for
Yeah, I can
me
see
to,
her. Yeah.
yeah, to join her on our conversation. Can you send me the request again, Geredite, so that uh, I can connect you and we can start with our live chat. Welcome to I'll be with you right now, Carrie. Okay, cool. So how's you, Carrie? We can while I'm waiting for Carrie, so we can have a catch-up chat. We haven't done a live chat since the last time was last year, right?
Just before that workshop, yeah, that we went
Yeah,
on.
just
Yeah,
before that workshop. And
yeah.
yeah, it's so good to be back and seeing you and having this kind of conversations all over again. What a year. How did it start for you as well?
So it started quite fast. My
Yeah.
kids didn't go to school, so that was a lot of extra, like trying to work and have kids at home and that. But I think every mother and father is going through that or went through that at the beginning of the year. But yeah, no, it's moving fast. Today, my husband and I got up early and we were working and getting everything ready for the day. So yeah, it's been very busy, but good, like nice busy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, and the thing is, because it can go fast because at the end of the day we want to kind of catch up what we have lost also in 2020. We want to do much better than 2020. We want to plan a little bit better. We want to be far, we want to be ahead of whatever might hit us, because with 2020 coronavirus kind of hit us with basically as a
And it
surprise.
wasn't what
So
we thought. Like I honestly thought it'd be over in 3 months, but no, got it wrong very complete. Like it just carried on and carried on.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
very grateful for the vaccination. I am waiting for my turn.
yeah.
Got my eye on when I'm eligible, if that's the right word, being a healthcare worker. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it and just having a bit more confidence.
Sorry, Carrie. It's actually telling me that only one guest can be in your live video. Can you believe that? Is that
I
possible?
thought it was two.
You could actually do two, right?
I've seen people with two, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She said she
Anyway,
sent another.
yeah, she did send me a request, and then um so what I'm going to do, I can split actually our conversations into two. We can
Okay,
talk to you in the next 15 minutes, and then I can join her in the next 15 minutes. Is that fine?
perfect. But yeah,
Yeah.
please comment as we go because I'm quite sure I'm
Yes.
sad because I was hoping to meet.
I know. Now it's
Yeah.
telling me I can only have one guest on my live chat. How amazing is that?
Yeah.
Technology. I will get ready to say I will give me 15 minutes. Let me talk to Carrie, and then I will connect you in 15 minutes as well. So right now it's 10 past, and I will connect with you at 25 past 12, and then we can chat to you separately. Sorry about that. Um, Okay, so let's talk about it, Carrie.
So
The
awesome.
Pregnancy Awareness Week.
Hmm.
How is it? I think it is so difficult, especially right now with the COVID,
Yes.
to be pregnant at this time.
Yeah.
The nerves, the anxiety. Is that what you feel as well as you talk to mothers who are already giving birth or who have already given birth? What is your sense with regards
So
to this
my
situation?
feeling is that it's got better because it's now
Okay.
a year in and people know what to expect.
Yeah.
Still a lot of anxiety around not having people being able to visit you, having to test for COVID just before you deliver. Um, if one of you have COVID, the other partner cannot be in the room. So I think a lot of fathers have been robbed of seeing the birth of their baby
Yes.
because of COVID. Um, and I think there is anxiety around that bit, but I do get the sense that women that are pregnant now, it's not as bad as it was in level 4.
Yeah.
and last year, but it's still something that is much more difficult. You know, trying to organize a baby shower, trying to just have friends round,
Yay.
chat, and all of those type of normal things that we
Yeah.
do and that we took for granted with our, when we were pregnant. So there is a level, but I think it has improved because we've got used to it in a way.
Yeah.
And also we've got clever about how to do baby showers and how to support
Yes.
moms
Yeah.
virtually. And I mean, you can now get a lactation consultant online before you give birth. You can have her online with a WhatsApp call. You can send a WhatsApp video. She can discuss with you and talk with you during your stay in hospital, and then she can come to your home afterwards. So we have evolved and developed accordingly. Um,
Yeah.
so it is a bit better, but it's still not the same. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
kind of
think
how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you because I think with the COVID situation, what happens is it kind of robbed us of an opportunity to enjoy the whole process. You
Yeah.
can't be walking around and doing your baby shopping. Imagine if it's your first baby and you want to be excited with the whole process,
Yeah.
and you can't do that because you want to be extra careful with
Yeah.
protecting yourself and the baby from this particular disease.
Yeah.
I think that part for me, it kind of saddens the whole thing. And the fact that you just highlighted that, fathers are not able to, or even bigger families are not, a lot of people, family members that cannot actually join in on the
Yeah.
birth and celebrate it. So we've been robbed of that kind of humanity.
Yeah.
Um, and
Something
and
that is interesting,
yeah.
though, is that quite a few of the parents have said they're quite happy that they couldn't get visitors in hospital
Ah,
because it took the stress off of, having a
the
makeup night,
pressure. Yeah.
the pressure of seeing people while you're still learning. And I
Yes.
think that's a very interesting
I get you.
observation and feedback from my clients. Okay, I
Mm.
think they would have liked to have seen me. No, it's just my pride. No, but you know what I mean? Like, so they said that they had the family unit was really, so this would obviously be where the father was involved. So
Yes.
they could really be close and spend time, and dad could focus. And a lot of my clients, the fathers are sleeping over in the hospital. So
Yeah.
obviously that doesn't happen for most moms. I think a
Anymore.
lot of moms
Mm.
are alone in this time. But
Yeah.
the fact that they're not being bombarded with visitors while they're still learning and they're still struggling to breastfeed is quite a good thing. Because I've been in a consult in a hospital where the mom has been, I've been helping her, and then a grandpa or a male comes, and then she gets embarrassed, and they close the curtain, and then she's fumbling because she's stressed about the person, the other person in the room that can hear what's going on. And I actually think that
Yeah.
in a way it is a blessing that the mom and the baby and the father can be together and just solidify
And
their
bond.
relationship and bond,
Yes.
yeah, before there's lots
Yeah.
of people
With
and stuff. Yeah.
hi, Niyatina.
Ninety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
It's 90.
90?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. She's a fellow
90.
lactation
Sorry for
consultant. So
pronouncing your
let me,
name wrong. Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that she says she's lactation. And hi,
Yes.
Tangi, and hi, Theodora, sorry, Theodora. Hi, welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining. And I like the fact that you're saying the positive part of it is that mom and dad and the baby can actually bond as a family
Yeah.
without the interference of granny, everybody else, cousins, and coming through, aunties and stuff like that. Because I've noticed that sometimes daddies, especially when once their babies are born, they kind of feel left out because, tossed aside in a sense that no, it's a family thing. And you find that they also suffer some sort of a lonely part of the journey when the babies have arrived because there are a lot of people around. But I like what you just said, that it will actually bring mommy and daddy and baby connected all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. I really
And
do.
I think we really need to start inviting the fathers into the breastfeeding space.
Yes, yeah,
You know, the research shows that dads are the biggest supporter. If the father,
yeah. Sorry.
talk to her.
Oh,
Anyway, so if
yeah,
the father, well, the research shows that if a father is positive, he believes in the mom and he believes in her ability to breastfeed, the mother is more likely to be
yes,
successful.
yeah,
So that's why we really need to we need to pull in dads into this breastfeeding space and
yeah,
let them be part of it. Let them know as much as possible, because
yeah,
dad is there most of the
yeah,
time, specifically with COVID now. He doesn't go off to work. Most people are working from home now. So
yeah.
he is still around and he's able to help, and his knowledge is very important for
It's very
successful
important.
breastfeeding.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about from a community perspective. I know with the Pregnancy Awareness Week, the idea is to reach down to mothers who are, let's say, pregnant for the first time, and wanting to, not getting enough information out there in our communities about how to really take care of yourself, especially when you're pregnant or you just discovered that you're pregnant. Because what I've noticed, and I can share this from experiences, is that sometimes young mothers who are pregnant for the first time stay longer without really checking up on themselves with regards to, especially when being pregnant, so that they can really find ways to get rest, feed the baby better, or nurture themselves. What is your view about that? I know I'm asking it from the breastfeeding perspective, but I know you have more experience and you have interacted with such mothers.
So I think, it's harder for moms at the moment to get the care that they're used to getting. Like even in government hospitals, moms aren't supposed to be sitting in big groups and having group education. So I think it's a lot harder for moms to get their information at the moment. But
Yes.
you can go online, and I think it's really, really important that people read and look up information as much as possible.
Yeah.
Um, so that they are prepared. So
Yeah.
having an online lactation consultant or working with a midwife or a nurse and finding out as much information, reading. A fantastic place to go to is YouTube. You can find a
Yeah.
lot of information on breastfeeding with
Yes.
YouTube. You just have to make sure that the information, the person that you're looking at is a qualified lactation consultant, so
Yeah.
that you're getting accurate information. But to watch and to see how women breastfeed and what is a good latch, that's really, really important.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Sometimes you just have to
And
take an
Tabase,
action.
can I quickly go off and come back on? Because of that phone call, I've lost sound.
Oh, is it? You can't hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. No, that's fine. I like what Kerry just mentioned, that we really have to find a way to find more information about the whole process of, once you're pregnant, you just want to know more. Your body's changing. You have the little beautiful thing inside of you, and you want to know more about how the baby is developing. Basically, you start caring for yourself and you start caring for somebody else, which is your baby at that point. So Pregnancy Awareness Week really, it's one way for us to push us. It's one way to push us as mothers or women, with the possibility, whoever is pregnant at that point or whoever wants to be pregnant, that we should find more information and try to find more information. Sometimes our hospitals, even in our government hospitals, we can find this kind of information with regards to, what is happening with me as a mom, as a woman, as a woman who's carrying a baby all of a sudden, whether it's a surprise, whether it's a plan, in terms of being pregnant. So what I really love the fact that with the Pregnancy Awareness Week, we are able able to bring light to certain things that we were not careful of. Sometimes I know of mothers who would be so pregnant, and they don't know about being pregnant. They didn't know that they're pregnant for about like close to 4 months. It's like, no, I didn't know that I was pregnant. I thought it was something else. And for me, it's like the minute I know I'm pregnant, the more I want to rest, the more I want to eat right, the more I want to drink enough water, the more I want to eat or have more vitamin into my body, because I am not only developing myself, I'm also developing somebody else. You want to take care of yourself. And you want better for yourself and for your baby. You want your baby to have a chance of developing fully into your body. You also don't want that by the time you're giving birth, you lack the energy, you lack the the nutrients in your body to really take care of your baby. So with Pregnancy Awareness Week, I'm really excited of the fact that we are able to spread the information about pregnancy and how to take care of ourselves, and what information is out there. You want to prepare better. Okay, which hospital should I be giving birth to? What are my options? Should I go for cesarean, or should I do vaginal delivery? And what are the consequences? How do I know? You don't want to go for vaginal delivery, then but later you find out that the baby is breached because you did not, for example, it could be one of the things, you did not go for thorough checkups with your gynae or with your midwife to actually see if the baby is ready to be delivered from a vagina perspective. So with that Pregnancy Awareness Week, I know Carrie said she is sorting out her connection. If Giredita is around, I can actually start. Okay. I can see somebody has joined, and Giredita is actually a nurse, right? Geraldine is a nurse, and I think it's in the hospital in Krugersdorp, and I met her through my journey with the pageant that I was doing, and throughout that journey, I fell in love with the fact that I was with Carrie doing breastfeeding talks. And she was also running more or less the similar kind of information sharing with other people in her community. And I liked that because I was like, the more there's, if more of us are at that level, spreading information about breastfeeding, about pregnancy, about how to take care of yourself, how to eat right, the better. The more agents we have in our communities, the better. Carrie's back.
Hi, I'm back.
Are you sorted
Sorry
now?
about that. Yeah, sorry. My
Yeah.
daughter's best friend phones every day, and she didn't know that I was going to be on a call. So sorry about that.
No
It's actually quite
worries.
cool. Yeah, they can't get to do play dates, so it's very cool that they can use
Aww.
technology. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, man.
very cool.
I just got I shared with you that Geredita is a nurse. She
Yeah,
mentioned, yeah, that she got an emergency. She has to rush to the hospital.
sure.
So
Yeah,
yeah, during COVID, you know what? I salute her because,
totally.
I think nurses, doctors, you guys, lactations, midwives, you guys really have been working hard. um, I think you really have held us strongly. You are the most strongest people, in the planet right now, because you covered us. You covered us. You risked your lives for us.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's very true of any healthcare professional that is
yeah,
working in hospitals and exposed to COVID every day.
yeah,
I'm luckily not one who's always I'm not allowed in hospitals at the moment,
yes,
so
yeah,
um, but there are lactation consultants who work as nurses or whatever, and yeah, I really do respect them because going there, you're helping a mom. You're helping a mom and a dad, and if they don't get the breastfeeding right, there can be serious complications. So
yes,
all the healthcare workers that are going every day, I mean, that's why I wear my mask. I mean, that's why I cover up, and we don't do
yes,
play dates really. Yeah, and it's because we want to protect them, because if that third wave comes, it's, our healthcare workers, they're getting hit. They're getting
yeah.
most of it. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it's quite important that the vaccine reach them first,
Yes,
because because they're at the front line all the time.
totally.
They could be infected
Yeah.
quicker than us, you know.
And they
Um,
exposed to more viral load every day, all
yes,
the time. And
yes,
that's why I said, like, I'm as soon as I'm allowed to, I'm there, but not before, because I don't want to take, somebody else's vaccine, take their spot. So
yeah,
I am watching to see when we can get it. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
very excited about it actually. And I was reading the studies,
yeah.
and at the moment, pregnant women are not eligible to have the J&J vaccination. And the only reason is they don't have enough
Wow.
information. They do expect that it will be safe.
Yes,
That is what they're expecting. But you know what? They don't want to rush it.
yes,
They're doing the right research in the right order to make sure
yes,
that it is 100% safe before they do give it to pregnant women.
yes.
So it
That's
will
what I.
come, and yeah, it will come, and but I'm glad they're not rushing it, and I don't
Yes,
think, from what I've been reading, I don't think it will be a problem for pregnant women, which is all great.
yeah,
So yeah, the vaccine is a game changer,
yeah,
and it is really important that we have as many people take the vaccine and not be scared of it
yeah.
as possible.
And it'll be,
Yeah,
yeah, and it'll be safer for pregnant women as well, because the more people around them, because now we don't
yeah,
have that vaccine
yeah, that herd immunity.
that works for the pregnant woman for now,
Yeah,
the more people around the pregnant woman, as long as they are protected, the pregnant woman is also kind of protected. You get what I'm saying? So there is
doctor risk.
that
Yeah,
minimal
it's
risk. Yeah,
herd. Yeah, so the
yeah,
more people, yeah, it's herd immunity. So exactly, but I don't see in the future why they wouldn't. I'm sure they would
yeah.
from what we're reading. And also the fact that the Johnson and Johnson was a research in South Africa. We've got
Yes.
real study on South Africa, and so it's not
Yeah.
other people around the world. It's really amazing that it's happened in South Africa, and that no person who's had the vaccine has been in ICU or on a ventilator. They might
Yeah.
have got COVID,
Yeah.
but they were protected against severity of COVID.
Yeah.
So those are all very exciting stats that we
Yeah.
need to be aware of and understand. You can still get COVID, but it won't be anywhere
Yes.
close to how bad it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that, and I do think pregnant women need to keep their eyes open and see
Yes.
as things change, because it'll change fast. As soon as that
Yeah.
research is out, they'll change and update the protocols, and
Yeah.
we need to watch for that. We need to really
Yeah.
watch. But
Yeah.
talking about COVID and breastfeeding,
Yes.
some interesting facts that I've learned recently. So
Yeah.
obviously, if a mother has had COVID, her body's antibodies would be passed through the breast milk. We know that. I
Yes.
mean, we expected that. That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
So then if she has COVID, she's actually protecting her baby from getting COVID by breastfeeding
Correct.
the baby. So that's good news. That's exciting. We would want her to wear a mask while she's breastfeeding, wash her hands, do all the normal extra hygiene things that you do with COVID, but definitely still breastfeed baby, still do skin to skin,
Yeah.
still be in contact. If mommy is too sick or very scared, daddy can look after baby, but mommy can still express and
Yeah.
send the milk because it's going to have those antibodies for COVID in it. And that's very important. Now, a
Yes.
surprising thing that I've learned recently is that even if you don't have COVID, your
Okay.
breast milk reduces your baby's risk of getting COVID. How amazing is that?
Nice. Nice.
How amazing is that? So even if you haven't been
Natural.
exposed, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So even if you haven't been
Natural
exposed,
medicine, not
yes,
processed, no, not,
it's beautiful.
it hasn't
And
went through some scientist lab, nothing like
go to
that. It's
mommy's lab.
God-given medicine.
Mommy's lab. Yeah, yeah. So that I wasn't expecting that as a study at all, but it has
Yes.
come out that it does protect again. It doesn't stop the baby from getting it probably, but it does have protection against COVID. So even if you're breastfeeding, you haven't had it, keep breastfeeding. Stay
Yeah.
breastfeeding for as long as possible during this time, just for COVID reasons. I mean, there's billions of other reasons why we want moms
Yeah.
to breastfeed for longer,
Yes.
for mom's health and for
But
baby's
this
health.
one is special because we are
This one
in
is
COVID.
specific for
Yeah.
COVID. So even if you haven't had it, your breast milk helps to prevent your baby from getting sick
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
COVID.
I
And that
love
funny person
that.
who kisses your
I am
baby.
excited about that. I'm really
That's
excited about that. Like literally breast milk, every woman in every level has access to it. Whoever is pregnant or, whoever just gave a birth to a baby. The levels, I get excited with the fact that it's a great bridge of 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 the poverty levels. You get what I'm
yes.
saying?
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
From bottom to up. Like literally you don't need
It's a great
to
equalizer,
spend.
hey?
Yeah, a
It's a great
great
equalizer.
equalizer. I
Yeah.
love that. I'm so passionate about that. And yeah, I'm really passionate about it. But I love the fact that you're saying that, with the baby, the mom should continue breastfeeding. And
Yeah.
sometimes we look down on moms who are really breastfeeding older, 2 years and above babies. But this is like the time to actually prioritize it because, prioritize it because it's for you, for the health of your baby at the end of the day, and with babies, they love playing and having fun and mingling with other kids, so we can't really stop them from doing that. If your baby is breastfeeding, go ahead.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Still do it. Yeah.
Cool. Specifically with
And
COVID. Yeah.
exactly, and I wanted to ask your opinion about, do you think breastfeeding awareness week is has been given more attention in South Africa than compared to other countries, or as it should be given more attention?
So the Department of Health is very pro breastfeeding, and they really do campaigns. There's also civil societies that do campaigns as well. But I think with COVID, it really makes it difficult because in the past we've had Dr. Mutsepi, who is our president's wife. She's come through. I mean, how much are they trying to show how supportive they are of
Yes.
breastfeeding? If the
Yeah.
president's wife, in her doctor capacity, is coming
Yeah.
through, giving speeches at Kalafong Hospital and talking about breastfeeding, talking about how important our young children are. So there definitely is a will, but I think in the last year it's been so difficult because we can't,
Yes.
you can't
You can
do
do
that.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, and everything has to be online. So it's the small little
Yes.
conversations like we having
Yeah.
conversations, online where people are talking about breastfeeding. That's how we're going to get the awareness about, because we can't have rallies, we can't do like
Yeah.
sit-ins, you know, where moms go and they breastfeed in public to show support, and you have 50
Yeah.
moms going to the supermarket and breastfeeding there. You know, we
Sure.
can't be active like that. We can't be activists like that at the moment. We have to be
Yes.
speaking about it, and we have to be sharing information, but all online, which is difficult because unless you linked in, you don't see it. You know what I mean? Like in a
Yeah.
shopping mall, you'll walk past and go, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah.
Whereas if you're online, you have to somehow have searched breastfeeding or something like that to get the information. So
Yeah.
I think it's just this last year has been very hard to do campaigns. But I do think the Department of Health is very pro breastfeeding and they do show a lot of support for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just very
And we
difficult.
can, yeah, and we can do more, I
Always.
think once the COVID has passed, or, the vaccine, a lot of people are being vaccinated, it will be better for us to run more, like it shouldn't be a February pregnancy awareness week,
Yeah.
just only for that particular season. It should be maybe bi-monthly or even 3 months, just so that we remind ourselves that this too is very important, that
Yeah.
you are carrying the future generation wherever you are as a mom. How can we support you? How can we help you? What kind of information you need to have access to? How can we empower you? What are your rights? What are your choices as a mom, before and after you have delivered your baby? Those are
I
the
so
kind of
absolutely love what you're saying there,
mm,
because in medicine, there's something called informed choice.
informed
So,
choice.
as a healthcare practitioner, I am not able to decide your treatment without your informed consent, your
Sure.
informed choice.
Yeah.
Okay? So, what that means is I cannot force you to, I'm trying to think of something very simple, cannot force you to, if you've broken your arm, to have a sling, or to
Yes.
have it in a what's it called? But say you've hurt your arm and to put it in a sling. I have to explain to
I'll put
you
it in
that it's in
ice
a
and leave it
sling.
like that.
Yeah, I have to explain to you, you can either have it in plaster of Paris and it'll be able to
Yes.
set. You can, but then it gets itchy and all the other complications that go with it. Or you can have it in a sling, which is easier to bath and all of that, but your bones might not set. Or we
Yeah.
can just leave it and you'll have a skew
Yeah.
arm. So
Yeah.
you have to understand, if I get a cast, this is what's going to happen. They have to
Yeah.
cut it me later, blah, blah, blah. So that the client can say, okay, my consent is that I get the cast, because I can
Yes.
see that it is a better end result, more uncomfortable than a sling, but it'll protect my arm better. It's
Yeah.
a very basic, maybe not the best example, but it's so.
But yeah.
Informed consent is really important. So if
Yes.
you are giving birth and they don't say to you or warn you or ask you, can we cut? And they just cut. That's not allowed. It's your informed
Yeah.
consent to say, yes, I give you permission to cut.
To
Do
cut.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So also, somebody saying, can open your legs. I just quickly want to, check with my finger how, whatever. They're not allowed to do that. They actually
Yes.
have to say, can I?
Can
And
I?
I experienced a different type of healthcare when I lived in Canada. I had to go for an internal scan. And I went, and it was a lady, and she said to me, thank you very much. Because, you take off your clothes and you're wearing a robe and you're not
Yes,
wearing any
sure.
underwear. So I'm lying on the bed, and she put the blanket over me, and she passed me the probe, and she said, please, will you insert it? And I was taken aback because I was in total control of what was
Yeah.
happening to my
Yeah.
body.
Yes.
It wasn't somebody just somewhere inserting and whatever.
Yeah.
She gave
Yeah.
me, I was completely covered. It was so dignified.
Yeah.
The treatment that I was given and
Yeah.
everything, she asked me, she explained to me what has to happen, blah, 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 and she obviously didn't say just put it in. She explained to me how to do it and all of that stuff. But the fact I walked out of there going, normally they don't say anything. They just put it in and look and do
Yeah.
a scan or whatever,
Yeah.
and pap smear and check and
I
whatever.
get you. Mm.
But everything was asked of me She didn't even have to look at my vagina. You know, it wasn't part of the test, so she didn't have to look. And that I found really interesting. And it's informed consent. She gave me complete informed consent, and I felt very much in control of the situation. You know, does that make sense? So the more you know about, and this is why being educated before you give birth is so important. So midwives, lactation consultants, there are so many online courses that you can go on, and you get informed consent. You get enough information that you can make a good decision for yourself.
Yeah.
Because I have been in doctors' rooms where I haven't always understood what's going on and just said, okay, and then thought about it and later and gone, that probably wasn't my best decision because stress was happening and. So we really, as women, need to be asking for informed consent.
Yeah.
We need to be, and I mean, you don't have to be silly about it. You need to understand the situation,
yes.
understand the risk, understand the benefits, and then we make a decision. And it's so important. So like this is my little bandwagon. Sorry, I can go on forever.
No, it's okay. I love it because it's just it's also awakening a lot of not a lot of but a lot of things that I also want to say in terms of, we women are afraid to ask for what we want. It has been proven for a very long time that we were not really trained to that effect that, when somebody touches you in a certain way, you're not comfortable, say it, or whatever information you want to know in terms of your body, in terms of what's happening to your baby and how to touch you or whatever it is. We have never really raised our voices to that extent, or we've always been afraid, or we didn't want to be portrayed as being too pushy or Miss Know It All, or the B word and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's one of those important things that you gotta know you gotta have informed information so that you can make informed decisions. You can know your rights. You can know what support you need to have as a mom, as a pregnant woman, as a woman in the society. And we haven't really encouraged that. Yeah, sorry, Carrie.
One of the big things with lactation is that I always, I will arrive. I'm sure. Hopefully, I did it when I helped you. Is I arrive at your house, I wash my hands, and before I touch you, if I touch you, I often say to the moms, I don't normally touch, but if I need to, I will ask first.
Yeah.
And I ask, can I touch baby? I want to check what baby's doing. I just want to move the mouth a little bit, because I have witnessed healthcare professionals grab women's breasts, squeeze their nipples, looking for milk, helping latch and picking the boob and shoving it in. And I just want to scream when I see that. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, because
I know what you're talking about.
Had it done to you. And that, in my mind, is assault. You do not touch another woman's breast unless you've got express permission. And if you're squeezing someone, it's sore. Don't do that. No. If you're going to help a woman, ask her, do you want my help? Because often...
Should I do it this way? I'm going to do it this way. Am I allowed to do it? Things like that.
Yeah, do you mind if I touch you? Because, I mean, it's my breast. Don't just come and grab me. And I was chatting to one of my clients this week, actually, that I saw. And she said, no, the nurse came from behind and grabbed her breast. And she got such a fright because the nurse wasn't even in her, she didn't even know she was there. She just grabbed her breast, popped the baby on, and she was like, I wasn't ready, And for me, informed consent, if somebody touches you, you can say, sorry,
you're not allowed.
Can you give me...
Yes.
Yeah, can you give me a second? Let me try. Or what are you trying to ask me to do? Let me try. Because the reason I don't like to touch moms is because I don't want to take away their mothering. If I'm putting baby on and holding baby for you, you're not doing anything. And
I'm not empowering you as well. I'm not empowering you to do it.
Yeah. So we need the moms to actually take control of the feeding, but it's the mother who does it, not the lactation consultant. The mom has to hold the baby. The mom has to learn how to get that breast and nipple and mouth and nose and all the baby parts and everything
Yeah.
in the right,
You got to
because if I just
learn how to
walk
do,
out,
yeah,
yes,
learn how to do it yourself. And that is
and empower
empowerment. And
them.
I think,
Mm.
yes, and it's not that you are spoiling people or and sometimes it's because other people are very impatient with other people, so they want to just do it for them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, but allowing people to find information to do it themselves, you are empowering them. They will feel more confident when they leave
And
the
encourage
hospital.
them. I always start with, what are you doing right? Let's look at
Yes.
this. Like, I always start with that. And I'm like, look, mommy, look how beautifully you're holding baby, tummy to tummy. That's one of the key things. Because if we don't tell her you're doing something right, I mean, can you
Yeah.
imagine? And you would never talk to a
Yeah.
child like that. You
Yeah.
always, you always encourage and then say, okay, so when you latched on, the baby was looking down, so they can't get a nice latch. Let's move the
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
Let's move baby and then let baby look up and latch, because they get a
Yeah.
better mouthful. And explaining to them and showing them, but always, always, that mom, I don't know, I'm losing the words right now, but she is in control of feeding that
Yes.
baby. So
Correct.
she needs to know that she's in control. She needs to understand that it's actually all her. She's doing it all. And if
Yes.
I come in and do it for you, I'm breaking that foundation of not self-respect, but you know the word that I'm trying to find, like of
Yes.
confidence.
Like
I break that confidence. Yeah,
you're also implementing in the mom the lack of confidence that she
yeah,
is a good mom. You get what I'm saying? That
yeah,
she got
yeah,
this and she can do it.
yeah,
She's been
yeah.
given that ability to be a mom. Therefore, the instincts are there to actually, a motherly instincts are there to actually help to actually manage the process.
Yes, for
Um,
sure.
yeah. Just another thing I wanted to ask you is how far back or when should a pregnant mother really plan for breastfeeding? Have a breastfeeding plan or start consulting a lactation. Is it
So
okay?
yeah, so I think you need to do a little bit of reading first and just
Yes.
decide what you want to do first. I mean, you don't have to say this is exactly what I'm going to do, but
Yeah.
have an idea. Find out, why do people promote breastfeeding so much? Read up as
Yes.
to why people are so excited about breastfeeding. Have a little
Yeah.
bit of information. But I do think by your second trimester, you should start knowing more and more about breastfeeding. And the reason I say this is because nobody knows they're going to have a premature birth.
Yes.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows that. Well,
Yeah.
there's some people do, but nobody plans for a premature birth. And
Yeah.
not every mother will have it, but it doesn't harm you to have the knowledge way in
Of
advance.
when it
Because
happens. Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
even if you get the information in your second trimester and you have a full term birth, you've still got that information. You've got time to do more reading and learning more
Yes.
or even
Yes.
having like a checkup. So
Yeah.
I do an hour online consult with mom and dad. I prefer dad to be there because he needs to be invited into the conversation. And
Yeah.
then, moms can ask me questions until they give birth.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's really responsible and that's really interesting. So that by the
Yeah.
time they're in the hospital, they're not flustered.
Yes.
And I think one of the nicest compliments I got from a client was the nurses asked her if this was her second baby because she knew what
Yes.
she was doing. And that is where we want moms to be. So it's not the night before or the week before because you're so stressed by then. Rather
Yes.
do it like in your second trimester so that, our
Pace
first
yourself.
trimester
Take your
is so
time.
noisy.
Yeah.
And then in your second trimester, to do 1 hour online is actually not a lot of your time, but it can set you up so that you are ready. So like you go, okay,
Yes.
you mentioned something about skin to skin. Like that's a new concept for me. Let me go look it up. I mean, I'll send you videos and information on it, but let me go look at it and see what it's really about so that I can
Yeah.
have an informed decision when I have baby. Do I want to do
Yeah.
skin to skin? Don't I? Why
Yeah.
don't I? Why do I? You know? So I really think second trimester, but that's me. That's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
I bet
that as well. I like that because I think that's one thing, one mistake I did with my baby when I was pregnant. I literally did not take or have more information or even dig more in terms of getting more information with regards to breastfeeding. I got frustrated later. I was like, oh my God, oh, there's breastfeeding. I have to know about it, you know.
yeah.
And you're right. At that point, when you're about to deliver a baby, you don't want to be bombarded with a lot of information. You're stressed out, your body's stressed out, you're tired. Sometimes you just want the baby out, you know, because you know what, he's just in a lot of emotions. So I agree with you. Second trimester, prepare yourself, you know, then you know
I also want to say,
what
if you're in your third trimester and you haven't, now's a good time.
that is so true.
If you haven't, do it now.
That is
Yeah,
so true. Ahmed,
yeah.
no, thank you so much, Carrie. We really had a good conversation. I really felt like we owed this particular type of a week some sort of attention, and simply because we couldn't, you know, we've been talking about it for a while that we wanted to do campaigns and whatever, but we couldn't really go out and do all of that because of the COVID and the second wave situation. So we rather be safe than, you know, being sorry. And
Yeah.
thank you for honoring this day. I know Lisa really wanted to be here,
I can't
but
wait to
given
meet
this,
you.
no, you know what? I will arrange that we should have a session together as well, you know, so that we can
Sure.
make up, because I know she also have more knowledge with regards to what's happening in our communities.
No, it sounds amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And yeah, let's see what we can do with her. Definitely, I will bring her on board, and then we can see how to build from what we have started. And
Perfect.
yeah, and one thing I wanted to share with everybody is that I have also
She's
in
back.
line
She's
with.
back. I
Is
think
she
she's back.
back? Oh,
I think
oh,
she's
oh, oh,
back.
oh, oh, oh. Hi,
She's
ladies.
talking
I'm.
about you. Should I log
Okay.
off so you can chat a little? Let me log off so you
Oh,
guys can.
okay. Cool. Yes,
Okay.
yes. All
Cheers.
right.
Lovely seeing you again.
Oh,
Cheers.
all right. See you. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Oh, okay, cool. Let me send a request to her. Oh, let's see if we can connect her. It's been such a disappointment that we didn't really talk to her earlier on. Hi, ladies. Pumzile, Carolee, Coretta. Hi.
Hi, ladies. Hi,
How?
ladies. Um,
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I had to run,
yes.
but I got
Are
covered.
you
Yeah.
sorted now?
Yes, I'm sorted. I'm sorted. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. Oh, it's so good to. I was saying to Carrie that, look, I will also, maybe what we need to do is have, as you know, schedule a good session, a separate session as well with yourself. You know, just talking about what you do, and because you are a nurse. Hi, Carrie, and Carrie is listening. She locked off so that she can listen again.
Hi, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie, for the space.
Oh, man, it's so good that we have you here because I know you're a nurse and in the Krugersdorp Hospital, if I'm not mistaken. Am I
So I have
correct?
recently
Sorry,
resigned.
sorry.
I can't say recently, but then
Oh,
I have
okay,
resigned as a nurse. But I am still a nurse
okay,
in profession and currently working
okay.
on other things. So what I do is currently I'm a director for an NPO. The
Yes,
name is Resolute,
okay.
and I am a franchisee for a Flourish network. So it means that I'm conducting antenatal and postnatal classes for
Nice,
pregnant women and, of
nice.
course, the new mothers.
Nice.
Yes.
Congratulations on your resignation. I'm sure it was a big step and it was a bold step.
It
Yeah.
was, I must say. You know, you need to make sure that your family understands exactly what
Yeah.
you're trying to do with your life. And especially, I'm sorry, especially as a woman that's being perceived as someone who knows their
Yes.
direction, if you are in a space of having to find work and quickly resigning or having to make a decision that you're resigning from a professional space, it might mean a lot of things to different people, but then you need to be very sure, you need to be prepared, emotionally, mentally, as well as with your space. Your environment needs to be clear of where you are heading. And there's a very, very fine line between losing the reason why you resigned and also having to be depressed in a
Yes.
space where now you feel like you have lost
Everything
your
about
direction.
yourself.
So yeah, about yourself. So it's a very, very bold
Yes.
space, but I can say that I was very blessed to be able
Doing,
to make my
doing it
family understand.
willingly with a pure heart, with with
Yes.
lots of peace in you.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but congratulations. Not a lot of people do that, trust me. But I also wanted to
I understand.
I also wanted to ask you, with it, especially when in line with the Pregnancy Awareness Week. I know you
Mhm.
mostly you're passionate about sharing information at our community levels, especially our Black
Yes.
communities. Because what are the challenges that you think our communities really face with regards to pregnancy or breastfeeding or this kind of information?
Um, I'm going to start first by saying pregnancy on its own. You know, in a Black society, in a Black community, it feels like it's a must. It's a must happen. You know, when you're a woman in a childbearing age, you are expected to fall
Yeah.
pregnant. So, irrespective of your thoughts, irrespective of your belief, you don't even have a belief when it comes to pregnancy. It's something that has to happen once you are able to fall pregnant. So, I can say that as a woman in a Black society, having to fall pregnant, it's like a plan, so it's something that it's expected of you to go through.
Yeah, yeah. And but what are the
Yeah.
challenges that you think that they might face in terms of is the information enough for them to at that level? Is it reaching them at that level to really take care of yourself, and what kind of rights do you have, and what you need to be aware of, thorough checkups with regards to your gynae, your midwife, that kind of information. Do you think the information is more filtered down, or because also we have a challenge
I would
of
say.
internet and every information is, or most of the information is digital, and not everybody has access
Mm,
to internet or smartphones. How
mm.
it is, yeah,
Ash, and Toby saying, I can say the information
yeah.
is there, but it doesn't reach the woman's level of
Okay.
understanding. You know, as a nurse in a community
Yeah,
facility, let's say at the local
yeah,
clinic, there's a lot of challenges that I face myself as a nurse. For example, the local clinics are
yeah.
overcrowded. They are short staffed. So you find out that most nurses at local clinics, they do have the information, but they don't have a platform to share that
Ah,
information. So you will come in as a pregnant woman, and the only thing that I'm able to do at that very moment is only to give you a brief of whatever that's happening um, in your
yeah,
pregnancy. So, like, for example, if I'm gonna go through the checkups with you, and then if you don't have any alarming signs that can say that you are a high risk, you are in a
yes,
high risk pregnancy, then you won't definitely get information.
yeah,
Even if you are a high risk, I can only tell you that there's something wrong with you or the baby, or you need to go to the hospital. So I'm going to refer you to the hospital, but even when you get there, you are not sure of what you are being sent
yeah,
there for. So I can say that the information is a
yeah,
lot. There is enough information. Nurses are equipped with skills and a lot of knowledge, but they don't have a platform to actually share whatever they have with relevant
Yeah.
people. And another challenge, I can say that if me as a nurse, I cannot be able to share the information with you as a mother, it means that the community will not be learned. The community will not have much
Yeah.
information about their
Yeah.
conditions. So as a pregnant woman, I will find myself being pregnant and not understanding
The
the process or the
process.
situation that I'm
Yeah.
in.
And I get what you
Yes.
say.
So it's very
Mm.
difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very difficult to be pregnant in an underserved
Yeah.
community where you yourself, you're not even sure of whatever that you're feeling. Even when you are depressed yourself, you don't even know.
Yes.
So there's a lot that feels like um, a
Yes.
myth. It feels like a taboo,
Yes.
something that doesn't happen to
Yeah.
your society. But yeah, that's why we are here as
Yeah.
Resolute, to say let's inform the community. Let's work hand in hand with
Yeah.
local clinics and um, and inform the
Yeah.
relevant
And
people.
I
So that's what we are here
and
to
I get
do.
what you're
Mm.
saying that, with the hospitals being crowded, nurses don't really have the capacity, the time, the energy to actually just sit
Yes.
one on one and have that kind of
Yeah.
counseling session to say, look, this is the situation and this is what you need to be doing. It's really a challenge because then that means we don't have
Mm.
enough nurses in our
Yeah.
hospitals to actually give that kind of medical attention. um, yeah,
That's true.
it's so sad with the COVID that one could not even run campaigns to that extent to do more education or to share more information at the face-to-face level
Mm.
simply because of the COVID
Mm.
situation. And
Yes.
mm,
But look, Tabi, I can say that the Flourish Network came at the right time,
yeah,
where we were even able to expand to a virtual
yeah.
level where we share
Oh
our antenatal and
yes,
postnatal
yeah.
classes with the moms. So another thing about the sessions that we take with the moms is that any mom can be able to connect with us as long as they have um, a compatible device to connect to the
Yeah.
internet. So we use a reverse charging system whereby each and every single woman will not be disadvantaged in terms of having to have data. So you don't need data for to connect with us or to join our sessions. So I think a lot
Oh,
of women who were
nice.
able to connect with us really gained a lot.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I love that. And but how do they get reach of you or contact you? Is it only at hospital level um or what platforms?
Um, Look, we are targeting the first 1,000 days of
Okay.
life, as we are trying to mobilize South Africa to we're trying to mobilize South Africa towards galvanizing
Yeah.
stunting. So what we are trying to do is we are saying you need to be able to be in tune or to normalize or to take pregnancy as real from the time that you find out, from conception,
Yes.
from the time that you realize that you're pregnant until the child turns at least the age of 2. So you can get hold of us via social network, Facebook, um, Instagram. You can even WhatsApp me on 081 400 3721, just to say you know someone who needs these classes, or even you yourself, you want to connect with
Yeah.
us.
Okay. Perfect. I like that. Thank you so much, Kirilita. Any other info you want to share with us? I know we will talk more, you and I, and then see what we can do because the objective is to mobilize this kind of information, that it reaches and empowers every woman and every family. The more people know, or are empowered or given information, the more they can stand up for themselves and they can take charge of their own lives rather than leaving it to the government, for example, or leaving it to somebody else's to run it. And that's what we want to reach, you know. And we're talking earlier on with Carrie that not most women are empowered, and it comes with history, are empowered to actually say that no, you can't really touch me in a certain way as a doctor or whatever, because I have a right to do that, or I have a right to know that, you know, you can't touch me in a certain way, or I have a right to know whether I can be able to deliver cesarean or vaginal. You know, I have the right to have access to that kind of information. So we never really have learned or we're encouraged to voice out our opinion as women. So we want to reach more women.
That's so
Yeah, we
true.
want to reach more women at that
Mm-hmm.
level to say it's okay to speak
Mm-hmm.
out. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, you know, I am not comfortable with you touching me in a certain way. Can we do that and that instead of this, you know? So,
That's so
mm,
true. I really like what you said now, Tabi saying, and that was the best. One of my favorite pins while Kerry was talking
yeah,
to you earlier on, to say informed consent is a very, very vital aspect during in a hospital level or anywhere you go, because there's as there can be so much of a traumatic impact that a mom can actually go through without you realizing
yes,
it. And it actually changes the whole concept about how they are thinking towards falling pregnant again or delivering a baby. So whatever that happens during labor can affect the mom either
yes,
way. So you need to make sure that it affects the mom
yes,
positively, not negatively, because they might not even want anything to do with pregnancy or
yeah,
having to deliver a
yeah,
baby, or even in or even make it worse, or maybe make them prone to go through postnatal
yes.
depression, which is something that it's mostly
Yeah,
overlooked.
it's widely overlooked. I
Yeah,
think that also needs a special attention as well because
it does.
I think a lot of people don't realize, and I can share that even within my family, come when once you have your first baby and your mother starts speaking to you and talking about the history, you're like, oh my God, this thing has been running in my family for a very long time. I didn't know that. And
Mm,
then that's when you kind of pay attention to it, or you know,
that's
it's
true.
the first time you hear about it and you're trying to investigate more about it, or you're not even in the
Mm,
state of understanding it because you are
mm,
in a baby blue depression stage. You get what I'm saying? And there
yes.
are
And you're not even aware
you're
of
not even
it.
aware of
You
it.
know, even your family,
Yes.
even people in your
Yeah.
surrounding, they will feel like you are rude
Yes.
or anything, not knowing exactly what
Yeah.
you're going through, that this is a cry for help. So I can say that in terms of reaching as many
Yeah.
women as we can, um, we as Resolute, the NPO, we are trying to take the public services to the private services to the
Yes.
public, to saying whatever that the women who can afford to get at the private hospitals or private
Can
facilities,
also
we are
filter.
trying as
Mm.
much as so you can also get, because you also deserve that kind of
Sure.
treatment. You also deserve that kind of knowledge. It's widely available for you. It's all about how you can get
Yes.
hold of it. So that's why we are saying through Flourish Network, through other projects that we are working with, we are saying as as an underserved woman, as an underserved mom in your community, you will be able to get this kind of information. And yeah, the best way to gain compliance, it's
Yes.
through knowledge. So if you don't know your situation, if you don't know what you're going through, there's no way that you can be able to comply
Correct.
to the treatment that you get, of course.
Correct. And I love that with this kind of conversations that we can share and give and empower other people or other women with regards to whatever situation
Mm.
that they're going through. Because we go through a lot as
Yes,
women. We never talk about it.
we
And we
do.
die
Uh-uh.
inside alone, thinking that we are the
Mm,
only ones who are going
mm.
through this nonsense. But at the end of the day,
Yes,
as we gather together, we will be able to understand that, oh, actually, she defeated this kind of situation. So therefore, I can also come out of it as great,
yeah.
Yeah. No, but thank you so.
It's all about knowing that you're not
You're not
alone.
alone.
You're
Exactly,
never
exactly.
alone. You are never alone.
Ahmed, thank you so much for joining in, and I we will have this kind of conversations more often. Um, I have actually loaded on my YouTube channel. I think I've shared a link on my bio for Instagram and also on my Ntabi Motherhood, whereby in line with the Pregnancy Awareness Week, whereby I shared how did I know that I was pregnant and what are the things I was not aware of and I had to be careful of. And I think it will give more information in terms of, what to be cognizant of, or what to be aware of as if you are pregnant, and how important is it that once you go tested with regards to, if you immediately when you
Mm.
feel like you're pregnant, go get tested so that you can start being careful and start nurturing your body for both you and your baby to grow,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you also have if you want to have access to the link, do let me know. I will share it. Yeah, I'm just sharing motherhood and pregnancy information through that link.
Thank you so much for having
It's
me,
a
Tammy.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
Oh yes, I was so looking forward to seeing the two of you in one screen, but it looks like Instagram.
Me
Yeah,
too.
Instagram doesn't allow us to have two guests actually. It's a shocker, but anyway, we'll figure out a technology in a later stage, and maybe we could even have a live session in one room. It's yeah, it's
Yeah,
something to be.
it's
It's possible.
possible.
It's something to
It is
arrange.
possible.
No, thank you so much, Kiredite. Thank you everybody who has joined
Thank you.
and I see you next time. I will update you in terms of when can we have the second live session. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And now.